So we've all been hearing about Zohran Mamdani in New York, but he has a shadow, and his name is Omar Fateh, who is another radical running in Minneapolis to be mayor right now. There's this video that I'm going to show you. It's circulating of him saying that Minneapolis should never look like the evil whiteys. It should look like him more. That's what he says, because he's more pure and better. Take a look.
We heard a lot of insults. We heard that they're a threat to our national security. And that's a flat-out lie. You want to know who the real threat is, Madam President? I'll give you a hint. They don't look like our chief author. They don't look like the folks up in the gallery. They don't look like the folks out in the rotunda. They look like many of the members that sit in the front. And you don't have to take my word for it. According to DHS, Madam President, the greatest domestic threat facing the United States comes from, quote, racially or ethnically motivated violent extremists, specifically those who advocate for the superiority of the white race, not our immigrants.
So when Omar says that the real threat looks like the people in the rotunda, what he's saying is he's talking about the white people who are, they're depicted in statue or in picture, the people who actually invented democracy, by the way, the democracy that Omar gets to live in. He's saying those are the people who are the threat. Now, the argument from the left is always that immigrants cause less crime per capita than U.S. citizens. That is actually true. That is a true fact. The problem with that, though, and nobody on the left seems to want to understand this, it's very easy to understand, but they pretend that they don't, is that illegal immigrants should not have been in the country to commit a crime in the first place. So don't tell me about the crime rates. I actually don't care about the crime rates at all. Their crime rate should be 0 because they shouldn't be here. Any crime committed by an illegal immigrant could have been prevented from good policy keeping them out of the country. That's the point. Again, they try to not understand it. It's so easy to understand, but they won't do it. Again, that's illegal immigrants. Immigrants are counted in the U.S. citizen statistics because they're citizens. They came here legally. There's no problem with that. But this guy is running for mayor of a city that burned itself down just 5 years ago, by the way. And he thinks that it would be better to get rid of all the white people and just take in more Somali immigrants like himself, I believe. I believe he's Somalian. That's his whole platform. The other part of his platform, though, is that he wants to raise the minimum wage. He's got kind of an economic side of this. He wants to raise the minimum wage. He wants massive rent freezes. So he's very pro-illegal immigration socialist. That's who this is.